welcome back to Wendy's Colouring. Welcome to Book Chaos. So, colouring plans for June. As you can see, I've got quite a few books out. So, I'm going to clear the desk off, hopefully. And we'll start trying to go through them a little bit. I think we'll start with things that I'm going to keep in my pile from last month, because we'll quickly go through those. I have a whip. In fact, we'll start with the whip because you're probably sick of seeing it anyway. But oh, hold on, let me shut the blind. We've got a bit too much sun. We're back. I've still got a little bit, but I need to shut the window to get rid of that, and I don't want to. Yeah, hopefully you don't mind. We'll live with it. Yeah, so this is a whip. I'm sure you're sick of seeing it, because I've still not done it. Rita Berman, Land Under the Microscope. I've got this that I've started in Inktense that I've still got to film and finish, hopefully. So that's coming back. Other books coming back that I didn't get to. Again, I'm probably not going to go through them because I went through them last month, so we'll just whiz through the ones that I'm keeping in the pile but I didn't get to last month. Just ran out of time. So Menagerie by Deborah Muller. It's on lovely watercolour paper. I picked quite a few of these, so there's a few of the mothy ones. There's a nice bird, bees and some flowers. Again, I'm just trying to do it quickly because I know we've looked at these a little bit before. Oh yeah, Junicorn. Maybe I should do the unicorn in Junicorn. That might work. Mindset. Oh, there's a nice frog there, but I haven't selected him. And another kind of bee and flowers page. But I'm thinking maybe the Junicorn might be a good start in that book. Other books that I had picked last month that I didn't get to. So I didn't get to Fairy Tales by Emily Leidenhall Oberg. Please excuse how dirty my cover is. I've got a whip that still needs doing. Excuse my dog that is clambering about on the mat and making a noise if you can hear it, sorry. But yeah, I've still got a whip. I don't know if I'll go back to the whip. I did pick a few different ones. I think I picked these cheeky birds pointed in from the edge last time. Oh yeah, I did pick the kind of mermaid girl. Maybe I'll ditch her because I'm not up for mermaids this month. I think I was thinking about the fishy one. Or was I doing the toys? I'm not sure. I quite like this little girl in the flower, though it does remind me very much of Maria Troll's kind of designs. Oh yeah, and this cosy girl in the bed. I do like that as well. What was the last one? I think it was this one rather than the dog, wasn't it? But I'd like to come back to Fairy Tales. It's a lovely book. I've done a few in here, but I'd still like to do a few more in Fairy Tales. The square one, colouring book by Emily Leidenhall Oberg. I was also thinking I'd keep Beauty and the Beast in because I think I've only done one in this. Yes, I've only done the one in this, so I picked a few pages out of this last month. I'm not going to change them. Again, I'll whiz through them. I was thinking of this one or this one, I think, or possibly this one with the horse that I do still quite like. But yeah, I've only done one in this, so I'd like to get back into Beauty and the Beast by Fabiana Attanasio. And then the other one that I'd like to get back into, I didn't do a proper page in this one last month, Mesmerized. Sorry, we're going to get the ice cream van again. I'll pause you till he goes. Okay, we're back without ice cream man noises. Mesmerized by Hughie Artful. So I did the little intro page just with my markers last month, but I would really like to do a really nice page in here with a bit of colour pencil as well in my usual style. So I do really like this gramophone one where she's kind of, you're ruining the record doing that, but she is dancing on the record. And it's just cute, isn't it? It's a really nice page. And there's a lot of really lovely pages in this book. Just wish, as per, it was on better paper, but it's not. So I think, oh, I must have taken out all the pages I picked last month. But yeah, I like that gramophone one. This is also cute. Doing the washing. Never a cute thing, but I quite like the picture. I suppose we could do all her bedding and some pattern, and then she's got a layered dress that could be quite interesting as well. That's also a nice one. Another one in the flowers. Oh yeah, this was the one I was thinking of doing. In fact, let's put a bookmark in, because I do quite fancy doing that. It's a little bit different, isn't it? Let's get a couple of bookmarks out for those pages. So we'll mark the gramophone one, I think. And when she's hanging out that sheet, I think we'll do that one as well, that little quilt, because that's also quite an interesting page. Wherever it's gone, there. So we'll mark that one as well. But I do quite like that one, and quite like the contrast of the dresses and things against the kind of black and white. Might be quite interesting, mightn't it? That's a pretty one as well. That's a night one. She's got a little lantern. Oh, giant person. I'm going to stick at those, I think. But Mesmerized, Hughie Artful. I can't even say it. I've also brought this one back in. I was thinking I'd do another colour along in this one because a few people did ask me. So Cozy Cuties by Coco Wyo. So I've done a couple in here. I've not decided on a page, but we'll probably do something summery, I think, is what I'm thinking. That's quite cute, isn't it? We might put one of them in there. Bit of gardening. Look like they've got a pram full of eggs. Don't know. Sandcastles. Are there bones in the sky then? Yeah. A bone. A love heart. What's this? This looks like a raining cloud to me. I'm guessing that's not what it's supposed to be. I'm not having much joy keeping the reflections from my window at bay off my desk. No, we don't want a working one. This is quite cute. Swimming with the duck. Got out of bookmarks. Let me find some. Bit of hair drying. That's kind of how it is today. It's very windy. That's why my window keeps blowing back open after I've shut it. I'll be looking for him and he's right there. Puppy juice for sale. Oh, the plane's quite cute. It's a bit different as well, isn't it? Fish. And that's quite cute with the moped as well. But yeah, I'm thinking if I get time, I'd like to film another one out of that book, Cozy Cuties by Coco Wyo. Then back to the more serious stuff. So I've got Soulmates. This is the one I've not worked in. I don't think I've worked in this at all. No, I haven't. So I have picked a couple in here that I'd like to get started with. I don't know why I've picked this page, because the chances of me having time to do this page this month is slim, but it does appeal. I don't know why, but I do really enjoy doing Hannah Carson's flowers. So you've got these kind of lilies going on around most of it, but obviously we've got chameleons hidden in various different places. So well hidden you don't see them sometimes, do you? So there's 3 little heads. Is there another one? There's a little insect there. But yeah, it does appeal. It might have to wait till I'm off for summer though, realistically, but I would like to do that page. Bit more realistic was doing one of these. I was thinking of this one. I don't know why, but I quite like the idea of doing a playing card. And I might do this one red and this one as a black playing card, so I don't feel the need to make them the same. Oh, it is a spade anyway, that one, isn't it? So it should be black. So again, they can be completely different, so I could do either of those and it's not a double. That's... Oh, we've got a bit of reflection right on her face. That's annoying, isn't it? It's no good. I'll have to shut it. Just trying to keep a bit of a breeze, but never mind. But yeah, I'm thinking probably this side if I do any, but you never know. I might decide to do the rabbit. Another tiny page. Not a big thing to do at all, is it? I know it's not everybody's cup of tea when she's got things growing out of her mouth and stuff, but I do quite like it. And they've got these little like bits of jewellery hanging off the flowers. We've got crystals. You've got these really fat looking bees that have got things growing off them as well. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I do quite like it. And then for a bit more of a simple page, I thought I could either do her or her. I don't think I've picked so many portraits this month, so it is, yeah, there's a possibility that I might do this portrait. Because just looking at my stack now, they're mainly not portraiture books, so yeah, that's possible, this one. It's a single. I don't feel the need to do these two exactly the same, even though I know it's Soulmates and they're supposed to be. Out of all the pages, this one doesn't bother me so much. The only downside is that that is going into the spine quite badly. I don't know if that's just a bad binding book, because that kind of feels like it's going to the other page. What is the other page? No, I can't get to it. I kind of feel like that is in the spine. Which, yeah, anyway, I might just have to sacrifice a bit of butterfly and live with it. And then this was my other page, because again, Unicorn, but it is a double, and there's a lot of empty space here that I might need to think about a bit more, because I don't just want that. I've got in it already. Brand new book, seems to be making a mess. But yeah, there's a lot of empty space here, isn't there? It's my only worry with this page, that I might need to think about what's going on in this background a little bit more. But yeah, I do quite like thinking about this drawing. Obviously there's a little bit of a portrait and quite a bit of her, which does seem to take me forever. But yeah, I'd like to make a start in this book, because it's uncoloured. It is one of my 25 and 25, so I do need to get on with it and see where we're going with it. Then I've put both of these in my pile, because I've not coloured in either of them, and they're both by Anne Kromheimer. So I'm thinking this one's the more likely, but I'll show you them both anyway. So the Fashion Through Time colouring book, a good chunk of these are out of print now, so if you can find them, you're doing well. They were really cheap on Amazon for a while. I've not looked recently what's left on Amazon of her things. But yeah, I've picked a few out of this one, so I quite fancied the layers of a medieval dress and a little bizarre cone thing that they used to wear on their head. And obviously you've got a bit of tile patterns down here. I think this would be stone, so I'm kind of thinking I need to draw the stones in there as well, or wood, one of the two. Then I thought this side, China Ming Dynasty, again I quite fancied doing her garment with all the dragons on, with a bit of metallics. Thought that might be quite nice. This book takes a little bit of metallic watercolour quite nicely, so I could use a little bit on there. This I also quite like. France, Reign of Louis there. I don't speak Roman numerals. I don't know. One of them. One of the Louis. But I also quite like a little hair arrangement that, again, it's just craziness, isn't it? Can you imagine having your hair done like that in the morning, every morning? I'm lucky if I can be bothered to do it normally. And then I quite like both of these on this page. So Japan and Lapland. I might need to look this one up to see what kind of colours. I'm kind of seeing it in reds and blacks, but I don't know if that's correct. So I might need to look it up. And obviously a bit of Japanese traditional costume as well on this geisha. Again, could be interesting. So there's those ones, or in the ballet one, there's some really nice action kind of dance pages in this book, but I quite like this where she's doing up her little shoes. Thought that's quite nice, and obviously you've got a bit of curtain, some flowers, Swan Lake, feathers I'm chickening out of. Then I quite like this with just the garments in. Again, I'm thinking I'd only do one side if I worked on this. It doesn't matter to me whether these match, because they're all different costumes anyway. And then Cinderella, I thought this was quite nice where she's in the carriage, but it's kind of very much open and all kind of woodland inspired, and the pumpkins on top rather than being the actual carriage. So I thought that was quite a nice idea, but this is also quite cute. just the background that's putting me off a little bit here, that I'd have to think about what am I going to do with that. This I thought was beautiful with the movement. Again, there's quite a bit of blank background, but yeah, she was winning me over, so I have marked her. And then this one's probably unrealistic, but the Firebird, I just like the contrast between all the woodland, and obviously I'm guessing she's supposed to be like she's on fire, so this is going to be quite an interesting outfit, and she's got bits on her head. So there were things that appealed about this page, but it is a double. On the plus side, all this is blacked out, so you've basically only got to do the background and these two figures. But yeah, I'd like to make a start in, well, I'd like to make a start in both of them, but at least touch one of them this month. I think that would be good. What else? Another book I haven't yet coloured in is this one, R.J. Hampson, Hide and Seek. I don't know why, I must have been colouring something else at the time when this was out, so somehow it avoided me. So I have picked a few. I'm not sure whether I'm going to photocopy these onto better paper, because yeah, I have been a bit spoilt with nice papers lately, and I didn't enjoy working on this paper last month, but I love the images, so I'll do something about it. Makes sense, doesn't it? So a camouflage of chameleons, there's loads of them all over this image, little ones as well, handsome cheeky bugs as well. I think that's a really cute page, and it's not a huge thing to do, is it? So I'm not thinking that would take me ages, unlike this one. Special delivery, got an alien in his bag there or something. Oh, I'm one there. But yeah, the more you look, the more you see in this, isn't it? And it's quite cute, but there is a lot of bits and pieces, so I'm thinking it might be a marker pen for a reasonable base on this, so I don't have to do ages and ages of colour pencil colouring, because there's a lot involved in that. This I'm thinking would be a quicker one, Secret Sanctuary, but again it's quite cute with the birds and the little bits of sticks kind of woven together. I think that's quite cute as well. And I have done the other bug catcher in the other books, so I'm thinking this might be quite nice to kind of go with the ones that I've done already, because I do enjoy colouring these little bugs. They are fun, and you've got a few little extra ones in this version, as well as obviously the bug catcher, and there's some couple of cute little ones about all over, so it's just, they're just the expressions on them, isn't it? They're just beautifully drawn, aren't they? They are really beautifully drawn. I do like that one. This I thought might be a bit different. If I do the kimono girl out of the other books, though, I probably won't do her, because again, they're similar. And I thought this would be something completely different for me. Peekaboo, bit of Egyptian imagery. Yeah, I quite fancy the idea of doing this one. It's something very different. I don't think I've coloured anything Egyptian. I looked at them and I've picked them a few times, but I've never actually got to them. This one does tempt me. Got the little jars and everything at the bottom, so yeah, that's a possible. But I'd like to make a start in this one, Hide and Seek, although like I say, I may copy it onto some different paper just to make my life a bit more pleasant. This, I'm ashamed to say, is an uncoloured book. I've had this book quite a while. Townscapes, Animals, Variety Goods, Cakes, Flowers, Cooking, and the Five Bears by, have I translated it? Waka? Who knows? Oh, I've got to see Naku Chiwaka. So whichever of those is correct. I know why I haven't coloured it, because when I've looked through it to try and pick some pages, the pages in this book are very, very complicated, aren't they? There's a lot going on. They're not simple pages, a lot of them, and I think that's probably what's put me off, because there's not many quick, easy pages. And I don't know why, but these seem to take me ages in these books. So I have picked this little one where they're all sleeping. They look like they've had a really heavy party. They've got balloons and banners and things, but now they're worn out of energy. They've gone to bed. I think that's quite cute, and it looks quite doable. I'm not too worried that it's a double, because this is a bit boring anyway, isn't it? So I don't think I'm too fussed if I don't get to colour that. Because that's a bonus image anyway on the back. And I think probably this is a more interesting image. And it might mean I could watercolour on that if I don't colour this one. So I think I'll probably just do that side and not worry too much about this side, because that's not inspiring me too much. Then I thought these little fun fur kind of burger van things are quite fun. This is a section full of fun fur bits. I quite like this as well. It's just the thought of this water. I'm like, yeah, but all that waterfall, it's doable. Maybe I might think about this page as well. But one of those I think is doable. Again, they're not a double, so it's not the end of the world. I should be able to get a single done in here. I know Kay has done this one, but it is a double. And I am still working. I'm not on holiday, so it feels like quite a lot. But there's a lot of sky, isn't there? So it's mainly just that section. Possible. It's a possible, I think. I think it's where we are. And then I think I picked this one before when I've picked this book, but I think again either or of these sides. You've got this kind of action shot going up and down the stairs. You've got some little family portraits and photographs that are quite cute. Or you've got, it looks like one of them, oh no, two of them, three of them are going out for the day. And then these are staying home. But again, it's quite cute, isn't it? And either feel quite doable. This one feels a bit busy, if I'm really honest. I was thinking I would do this side, which feels like Wendy's craft room, with all the many things to put things in. We've got the radio on, we've got the desk up, so that we're ready to paint and draw. I'm in the process of filming a room tour in here, and this probably sums up my room. Just stuff everywhere. Stuff on the floor, stuff on different desks, stuff left out. So it did amuse me, and I think maybe it's appropriate. Try to put your stuff away. I don't know. This side again is lovely, but I think I'm thinking of that side. But yeah, this is a really lovely book, and there's some really beautiful pages, but they're just very, very complicated. Lots of detail. Look at this. Just so much stuff. I don't even think I know where to start on this. I think maybe just need to do a little bit on it every so often is probably the only way to tackle some of these. Like that. How many leaves? How many leaves on a page? So I know why I haven't coloured it in. That's why. But yeah, it's the Townscapes, Animal, Variety Goods, Cakes, Flowers, Cooking, and the 5 Bears books. Obviously from Amazon Japan. Then, I haven't picked one out of this, but this is the compilation Lulu Mayo selection that has a lot of different books in. Again, they're in fact, let's just read out what books, so we know what books are in here, but I'm not going to pick one now. We've got Million Cats, Million Birds, Million Dogs, Million Mermaids, Million Cute Animals, Million Magical Creatures, Million Sea Creatures, A Million Little Monsters, and Million Baby Animals. All in this book. So I'm going to see how Waterbased Media goes in this book. Hopefully well. And then it'll make these a bit easier to work, because the paper can be a bit tricky in the normal Lulu Mayo books with anything wet. So I'm hoping I can give a little bit of water media a go in this book this month. Fingers crossed I don't ruin it on the first go. But yeah, I'm quite excited. Quite a few of these books that are in this compilation I didn't have. I'll see how I go with it, I think. And then I have got, I think I've got Mermaids, the Magical Creatures. I think the only other two that I have that are in this book. So I'll see whether I want to keep the original copies or just work in this one over time. But obviously there's a lot of stuff in here. It's seasonal, this book, so I'll probably pick something from spring, summer, probably more summer now at this point, even though it's gone rainy and cold again here in the UK. So we'll see, but yeah, I'd like to work in this one. I got mine from Amazon Germany, but it is on Amazon France, because obviously it's French. if you want to get hold of one of these. But it's a lovely book and beautiful metallic cover. It's just black on the back. But yeah, I'd like to make a start in that this month. Another one that I'm thinking I'd like to make a start in is the Bunny book. What's she called? I thought I'd translated it. Oh yes, I have. Bunny Girl Colouring Book, Secret Friends Who Give Happiness by Kim Kyung-suk. I've picked, again, simpler pages. There's a lot of really beautiful double pages in this book, but I don't want to push myself into a double because these aren't the tiniest of pages. So I've just picked kind of single pages that feel like a good starting point in this book, just to get me going and see how the paper feels quite smooth, but it does have a bit of tooth. So I might do a little bit of experimenting. Thought this was quite cute, Rabbit in Wonderland. Also we've got Alice and plenty of rabbits in different costumes, mainly playing cards, which obviously I do quite enjoy doing, so that's a possible. I thought both of these were quite cute, but I was thinking more of this like rabbit portrait. But this is quite cute with the moon and the stars, and they're all riding on the stars. But it feels like it's going to be quite a dark background, and I kind of want something a bit more summery and light. This I also thought was quite cute. It's quite tiny details, so I'm thinking a bit of kind of water-based pen over some of this is probably the only way I'm going to get into it, because some of that is, I don't know how well you'll be able to see if I hold it up, but some of that is because I get in the way of the light when I do that. Some of it is very, very detailed, but it's doable. Just won't be able to go too much in detail. And then I thought this was quite fun. Again, a little bit of a funfair kind of on the teacups ride. Popcorn's going everywhere. Wasn't wise to buy that before you went on the ride. It's a little rabbit purse or something that's cute. Little headbands on. Yeah, there's some just nice little details in it. I thought that was cute. And another one that's got quite fine detail, but I quite like it. These little bunnies with wings. I think they're beautiful. They've got their little crowns on. It's very nice. I could keep going because there's some really lovely books in this, pages in this book, but a lot of them are, as you can see, very big doubles. That's quite cute as well, isn't it? The time, the moment. I don't know what it's about. Perhaps I need to look it up. See, that looks a bit Alice-y as well, doesn't it? Oh dear, I shall be late. Oh, it is Alice. It is Alice in Wonderland. Another lovely double. But yeah, I've not started in this lovely book, so I'm thinking I want to get something done. It's going to be a single page, whatever I do out of this book. That's cute as well, isn't it? Again, feels like a party. Music is my life. Beautiful, harmonious. Oh, that is a double. Also a double. Cute. So that feels a bit more autumnal down here. Oh no, another playing card. No, I'm going to do the Hannah Carlson one. I can't do that one. That is cute though, isn't it? It's a diamond as well. See, I've got heart and spade in the other one. Another nice double. Another nice carnival page. Anyway, I think I'm going to keep with the ones we've got, but you never know. But yeah, the bunny book, I forget what it's called again, and I've lost the page with it on. Bunny Girl Colouring Book, Secret Friends Who Give Happiness. Kim Kyung-suk. I think this is Korean. I think I got this from Aladdin. I can't remember now whether it's Korean or Japanese. Looking at it, it looks Korean to me. I'm going to say Korean and Aladdin, I think. I think I did get it from Aladdin. Okay, I don't do many body colours, but I have joined the Dragon Spell group to do a little bit in this book. So this is new into me. I've really struggled to get this book. I'd pre-ordered this on Amazon Japan. Not Amazon Japan, on normal UK Amazon. Who just didn't bother to deliver it. Again, that's twice in a row now they've failed to deliver my pre-ordered books. So I was a bit annoyed about that. So I have cancelled that, and then Bratwell's, thankfully, did deliver it. It did take them a week. I was getting a bit worried that I wasn't going to be able to get it, having said I would do this with them. But yeah, it has finally arrived, and we are doing this page. I think there's about 13 people in the group now. Nip over to Colouring by Kamama. I'll tag her in the description later if you want to be interested in joining the group for this. She can add you. I have no power on this subject, but we're doing this page, which I do think is a really lovely page. So you've got the little girl, we've got a few bunnies about. I seem to have a lot of bunnies this month, don't I? We've got some nice flowers, and then obviously the dragon in this one is just all bits of skull and then a bit of tree. So it's a little bit interesting of a page. I've never worked in my Joseph Kattenbang, is it Voyage? I think it's Voyage that I have before. I don't know, I just find it a bit much, that book. So this one it's still quite detailed, let's be honest. But yeah, I quite like the idea of working in this book, and I think joining along with the group might help me get a few of these done that perhaps I wouldn't tackle on my own. So I think it might be good for me, or at least this time of the year where it's June, July, August. July and August is a little bit more time to have a go at things like this. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to having a go at this one. I'll see how I go with it. But yeah. Then I've got a few others left to pop in. So most of these are uncoloured, or that I've got, yeah. This is uncoloured. I think I've had this over a year, really. Animals of the Forest by, who is the illustrator? Obviously it's a Hatchet Heroes. Caroline Allen. I quite like the paper in these. They will take a little bit of watercolour as a base, but I've picked far too many in this book. I will whiz through them quite quickly. Although I don't normally colour a snake, I did quite like this one. Just something about the way that the page came out. I quite like both of these, the bees. Or are these kingfishers? They look like a kingfisher shape to me. I'm thinking those are quite cute. I quite like, again, both this double butterfly, and they've got little birds in the wings now. I'm looking a bit more closely. Thought that's quite cute, but I also quite like this owl. Got a night scene. Oh, got little rockets and things. For little pages, they've got quite a nice little amount of detail in them. These frogs, look at their little hands. They're just too cute not to have marked. Oh, this page I think is really pretty. Again, it's a bit of a night scene, bit of flowers, but obviously the little deer in there. I think that is really lovely. I quite fancied these parrots. Something a little, I don't think I've coloured a parrot. I thought that might be something a little bit different for me. And obviously we've got a little bit of jungle around them, so it can be a bit creative with what colours I was thinking about. These are cute. Are they chipmunks? I might have to look them up to know about a little bit about their coat, but I'm pretty sure they probably don't sit with roses and a butterfly. But I thought it was quite a nice little arrangement. And again, another parrot. I quite like the idea of the fuchsias round it. And these look like lilies out of a pond, don't they, these flowers? So this image is a bit confused, but I don't know. There's some lovely little images in this book. So I think I'd quite like to make a start in it. It's just got a little bit lost. I've kind of organised my small books. They're literally up there, above the computer monitor now, so they're a bit more in sight. I'm a bit more aware of them, so fingers crossed I'll get a bit more done. Emma sent me this lovely book this month, well last month. There's a full flip of this on the channel if you want to have a better look. I'm trying to avoid the glare. Mandalas to Colour by Stormside Design. She has these printed herself. You can get these from her website, www.stormsidedesign.com. Or if you're in the UK, from Etsy. I don't think she ships abroad on Etsy. You'll have to go to her website. But like I say, there's a full flip on the channel. This one is too cute not to have picked. I love this little frog with his stretchy leg and a little dragonfly in the middle. I think that one's a really lovely one. I've just done a bee one last month in one of the witchy ones that she sent me, but again this one's got the honeycombs in, it's got the sunflowers, so it is quite different to the one I've just done. I do quite like the idea of doing that one, even though I've just done one. This is a bit of fun with the little toys from the toy shop, and I would be thinking, I could maybe do these in different kind of colourways, like they might be in a toy shop. And then what else did I pick? I think I picked the pirates, because I do like a little pirate page now and again. I think the ship is really cute. And then obviously we've got parrots with the chest. And then the fish that are going round. Is that a hat? Yeah, a little bit of hat on the sand as well. Thought that's a little bit different. And then this one, I also quite like the idea of trying to make this look like a bit more like glass. Or I could try my watercolour paints in it for a bit of fun. So it could go either way, that page. But yeah, I might make it look like stained glass with my colour pencils. Or paint, depending what I'm feeling like this month. But Mandalas by Soulmates Design. Another book that was new in fairly recently is this one, The Knights of Tehran by Alif Vernon. Paper doesn't feel amazing in here, so I think it's going to be a coloured pencil book, and it is sadly double-sided. It feels very much like the Thomas Kincaid Disney book paper, if that makes sense to most of you. It feels reasonable. Feel to it. I think it'll take coloured pencils well, but I suspect we won't get away with much water media. This one I quite fancy. There's a lot of hair though, which is a bit worrying. I also quite like, well, both of these, but I think this one's quite nice with the sword, and then you've got a little bit of a castle and obviously some clouds and things going on in the background. This one's a bit more strange because she's got kind of koi fish flying around her head. I don't know. I don't know. But I also quite like these, the Archer. Both of these I quite like. They feel quite dramatic poses. You've got quite a lot of detail on the bow and things like that. So, yeah, quite interesting. And then I quite like most of these fairy pages. So this one I like. That one I quite like. And the same over the page. But again, tiny detail. We're back to very, very tiny detail. Some of this is teeny tiny up here, but I'm hoping some water brush pen might be okay and it might not stain through, but I'm not too fussed, I don't think, about this weird treehouse thing. So if I use a pen and it goes through here, I think I might say that's okay, because I'd prefer to colour that than this, and if I lose that I think I can probably live with it. So we'll see. I might make a start in The Knights of Tehran by Alif Vernon. That was just from Amazon. And then this I've not coloured for a little bit of time. Garden Enchantments by Angelica Scudamore. I've picked a few pages in here, so I'm thinking with this book I might keep it as a kind of acrylic marker book. So I've done a page in here. Again, I think I did video a lot of this on one of my Artex videos, so I've done most of this with marker pen, with acrylic marker pen. The fish, the background, I think I did a base on these kind of coral things, and then I've just worked a little bit of coloured pencil over the top. And I'm thinking, because this book is so busy, I'm going to carry on working in this book like that, because I did really enjoy doing that. I thought this might work really nicely like that, because there's butterflies. There's another insecty thing there. Oh, is it another butterfly? I think it's another butterfly and another one. And obviously some flowers, but I do find it when I'm just looking at the black and white image a bit much, this book, because it's very liney, isn't it? So it's a bit easier to kind of feel like you're making some progress when you acrylic marker it. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that in this book on whichever of these pages. Definitely not doing another fish page this month, but I have kind of picked pages that I thought I can play about with colour, because I think I do want this book quite bright and vivid. Not like me, is it? But yeah, bright butterflies, I'm thinking that would work. Bright birds, I also quite like this page, but again, it gets so complicated, it becomes whose wing is what. Is that I don't think that is a wing, is it? I think that's something else. That also looks like a wing, but I don't think it is. And this is what I mean about this book. It gets a bit complicated, so a bit of quick acrylic marker work can help me kind of make sense of it a little bit. The other ones I was thinking, again, is another butterfly page. There's another bird page, quite like this with the little house. I'm thinking I'd do their house quite bright and vivid as well. I think we've just got 2 birds on this one, haven't we? Another bird page and a bird bookmark. This one's quite nice as well. There's a few different, I think there's 4 different birds there, isn't there? And quite a big wing. But yeah, I quite fancy using this book like that. The paper's good, it takes the colour quite nicely. I was able to work over them quite well on this paper. So, got Enchantments by Angelica Scudamore. And then finally, thank goodness, I'm sure you're saying, what time are we on? Far too long, sorry. Eerie, I think this is world literature. I've also not worked in this book at all. Eerie's, I think the size just scares me. I tend not to pick them up very often, and the paper can be a bit funny, can't it? But I'm thinking, time I worked in them. So, see, I've not even cracked the spine properly. I quite like both of these, neither of which feel too intimidating. So I think it's the hare and the tortoise, isn't it, that could be cute. I've no idea what these 2 mice are doing here at this picnic scene, but they're also quite cute. I'm guessing Heidi. I thought that again's quite a pretty scene, isn't it? And then you've got this little bit round the edge, and again it can feel quite summery. Could do this as winter, couldn't we? But I think I'll do it as a summer page. This is also quite cute with this boy and these dogs having a dance. And that monkey off the front cover I just noticed. So he's there, isn't he? But he's also here. I think that might be quite cute. Or, I don't know why, but I quite like this dolls page. I think it's probably the thought of all these different costumes that I can have a play about with different colour schemes. Or this side, I don't mind either, with just 1 and 1 costume. We'll see. Not that side because it's winter, but this side I thought was quite nice. And she's quite cute, isn't she, the way she's got hold of the little bunny. I think that's pretty. And then finally, I quite like the idea of doing all of this decorative fabric. And then obviously you've got echoes of it in the background behind her. Again, I'm thinking metallic paint. I don't know if I'll get away with it on Eerie paper, but I'm thinking I might try a little bit. And that, breathe a sigh of relief, is pretty much all my colouring plans. I've picked way too many, but I just don't know. Oh, the other thing I've not mentioned, but I might do. I did do one of these last month, so I'm thinking I might do another one of these. I think I did and about Snow White, which is the page after the one I've marked from memory. Oh, hello. Now I've just pulled my marker off. Helpful. Oh yeah, so I'm thinking possibly that. But it could be any. I may do none. You never know. It's not normally my cup of tea, this kind of thing, but for a change, after you've done quite a few hard pages, it can be quite nice sometimes. But yeah, way too many books. Nowhere near enough time. But it gives me loads of really good selections to pick from, and I like having a really big choice that I don't feel I'm just looking at the same 5 books in the shelf and I'm like, no, I don't want to colour any of those. So it works for me to have a really wide selection of different things that I can use different media in, and I can work in different way. But if I'm just feeling like I'm having a coloured pencil month, I can do that as well in a lot of these. Hopefully I'll get quite a few done. I'm going to try and do a few colour along videos this month if I have time. Time is always my enemy. Time and the mental space left to do it. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you found something interesting along the way, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!